This is Tim Sandland of the 102nd Intelligence Wing Public Affairs Office with the latest news from the wing. There was a formal change of command ceremony of the 102nd Intelligence Wing here on Monday, June 8th. Colonel Sean Riley became the commander of the 102nd Intelligence Wing, succeeding Colonel David McNulty, who has served as commander since November 2019. Outgoing Commander Colonel McNulty shared his thoughts leading up to the change of command.
I wish I could reflect and talk personally to everybody in the 102nd Intelligence Wing and thank them for the opportunity to command. I'm so grateful for the chance, however brief, to lead this fine organization. And I could not be prouder with the response that I've seen out of the 102nd Intelligence Wing when the Commonwealth called. So shortly after taking command, you started seeing information on a virus in China. By the time the March drill was happening, we were talking about whether or not it was safe to bring people together and have our March Madness. And fast forward to today, and we've got just about 100 airmen who are somehow responding to the needs of the Commonwealth. A lot of medical personnel, some logistics personnel, security personnel, and I've just been absolutely floored by what they've been doing out there for the community, risking themselves, putting themselves in some pretty dangerous situations to help their fellow man. And their patriotism, their service before self attitude has just been amazing, and truly embodies that Minuteman spirit that we all have. Not to be forgotten that in the middle of supporting the Commonwealth and helping at nursing homes and the soldiers' home and field hospitals, we also had a federal mission to do, and we continued doing that. So for our Title 10 players on federal active duty that had to continue to perform their intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance missions and analysis missions, because our world's threats did not take a pause during this pandemic, they were able to socially distance, change their shifts, but still come in and do the work that was necessary for our nation's business, and I applaud them for that. Moreover, we've found ways, truly innovative and ingenious ways to continue to do some training and to complete our readiness missions. And if necessity is the mother of invention, this has certainly given us plenty of necessity. So about half the wing now has done at least one virtual drill, something that I don't think we had ever conceived before the March drill. And via telework and some of the new software applications we have today are still trying to niche away at that readiness. We've got whole working groups looking at kind of what the new normal will be and how we'll start to bring first our full-time force back and then our drill status force back into the workforce to continue to be ready and be prepared for the time that our nation calls or our Commonwealth calls again for us to perform those duties. I am moving on after this assignment and retiring after 27 years. And I just can't express enough how grateful I am to have been able to spend about half my career, maybe a little bit more than half of my career with the 102nd Intelligence Wing. I pledged the unit in 2005 as BRAC was going on. I arrived in 2006 to some significant uncertainty as to whether or not we would still have a wing here and whether we'd have a mission here, and have watched from the ground level up, our transformation from a very good flying unit into a truly exceptional intelligence and cyber unit. And I just could not be more prouder than expressing that, having watched this day by day and what this unit has grown into, I'm truly amazed. And I, personally feel blessed to have been able to do intelligence, the job I've loved to do, in my home state. It's just been phenomenal. I never would have imagined it when I first joined the Air Force in 1993 that I'd be able to, culminate my career even as a squadron commander in an intelligence unit, never mind a group commander or a wing commander, being able to perform this mission. And it's been truly surreal. I can't imagine a mission like this where there's about half a dozen Christmas Eves that I was working a mission impacting the AOR and hanging out with a crew that was doing important work for Afghanistan or Iraq or somewhere else around the globe. And yet I'd either see my family in the morning or they would come to the base to make Christmas dinner for us and then go home. That's pretty surreal that you're able to make this impact somewhere on the other side of the globe and yet still go home every day and see your family. And just seeing what that's grown into on the distributed common ground system and our cyber ISR mission and what true players they've become and the larger intelligence community, I'm so proud. So I look forward to seeing the great stuff that the 102nd Intelligence Wing will do in the future under Colonel Riley. I wish him all the best of luck, and I thank all the members of the 102nd Intelligence Wing for, again, half my career has just been truly amazing being able to spend it up here on Cape Cod, so thank you.
The ceremony was presided over by Brigadier General Virginia Gaglio, commander of the Massachusetts Air National Guard, and was attended by a minimal group of commissioned and enlisted leaders from the base. General Gaglio shared her feelings regarding both officers and the leadership they have brought to the service. She recognized the leadership of Colonel McNulty and thanked him for his many years of service as he heads into retirement.
I'm reflecting about both leaders as we start to hand the flag over to each one of them as a former wing commander at the 102nd and what they meant to our unit during the last several years. Colonel McNulty, he's a career intelligence officer who has really devoted his life to working in the trenches, providing actionable intelligence to the United States Air Force. And I know that most of you will agree that his level of excellence really can't be measured in the intelligence community. He was a weapons officer dedicated to teaching others and has incredibly high standards. He pushes our intel analysts to always be better, all while remaining humble himself as an analyst and a leader. His background and career is beyond impressive and a little intimidating. Multiple deployments around the globe, Harvard Fellow, Purple Heart recipient, and Bronze Star. And yet, he's incredibly approachable, has a passion for building high-performing teams, and truly has been one of the key leaders who took our intel analysts and made them high-performing group. He took us from a fighter wing to an intel wing, and he has earned the respect and admiration of the IC community and Air Force and DoD-wide. Nutt's time as a wing commander was really much too short. Although he took over in November and has led during a very challenging time with COVID, his impact to the wing will be long-lasting and not easily forgotten. I want to personally thank him for his time as the wing commander, leaving the unit better than he found it. And I wish him and his family the very best in his retirement.
During the ceremony, General Gaglio presented Colonel Riley with the Legion of Merit Medal, recognizing and lauding his leadership of the 102nd Intelligence, Surveillance, and Reconnaissance Group, his previous command.
I welcome Colonel Riley as our newest commander, and I'm very excited about his time leading this exemplary wing. Sean started his career in this unit as a young man and he was still a teenager. Although he's deployed multiple times through his career, he's stayed dedicated to this wing for his entire military life. Colonel Riley has served in multiple command roles in both wing intelligence missions, making him really uniquely qualified to be the wing commander. In addition, his many years as a finance officer and comptroller makes his background and experience a force multiplier when running a large and complicated organization such as the 102nd Intelligence Wing. During his time as group commander in the DGS Massachusetts organization, he ensured the unit was ready to pivot as our military digested a sweeping new national defense strategy and focused as a nation on near-peer operations. I know his time as wing commander, he will ensure the wing finishes his strategic goals to be relevant, efficient, and ensure our master plan is implemented so that we're ready for any long-term review of Air Force bases around the globe.
Looking back at his command of the 102 ISRG and forward to his new position of the Wing Command, Colonel Riley shared his thoughts.
I have to admit it feels very surreal to be in here and reflect on what an honor and privilege it is to be able to serve as the next commander of the 102nd Intelligence Wing. Today certainly would not have been possible without the love and support of my family and the mentoring and guidance of senior leadership that has gone before me. First, my family. It was actually my mother who suggested that I look into the Air National Guard as a way to pay for college. She had a colleague of hers that was a member of the 102nd and couldn't say enough good things about the unit. So I joined the 102nd at the age of 17 and began my military career. Thanks, Mom, for the great advice that started my journey and for always being there to support me. My sons, Matthew and Keegan, quietly accept many of the same challenges that your children have to deal with. Countless lost weekends, missed birthdays, school events, far too many TDYs to count, and longer separations for school and deployments. I thank you both for being so understanding of my career choice, and you have both started on your own paths and are certain to accomplish great things in the future. I love you guys. Finally, my wife Amy. You were there when I was a drill status guardsman. You were there when I was commissioned as a second lieutenant, and you've been there through TDYs, long schools, and deployments, and somehow you keep it all together and really make it happen. You are truly my biggest supporter, and I never would have made it this far without you. I love you. Next, I would like to thank Major General Keefe and Brigadier General Gaglio for their trust and confidence in me. I fully accept the awesome responsibility of leading the men and women of the 102nd. I look forward to sharing their successes and working to remove any obstacles that prevent them from accomplishing the mission. A special thanks is definitely in order for Colonel Dave McNulty. I was fortunate enough to start my career as an intel officer with Colonel McNulty as my squadron commander. And then I was able to follow in his footsteps through squadron command, group command, and now to succeed him as the wing commander. I'm very grateful for all the mentoring and lessons learned along the way. Colonel McNulty is certainly the epitome of service before self and will be missed by many throughout the wing. Nuts, I wish you and Jen nothing but the best as you start the next chapter of your life. To the men and women of the 102nd, I am honored and humbled by the incredible opportunity to serve as your commander. I started my career at the 102nd over 30 years ago. I still remember showing up for my first drill weekend as an airman basic in the finance office. And for my entire adult life, I've done whatever I could to ensure that the 102nd succeeded at its mission. And I'm here to tell you that I'm not about to slow down now. There's a lot to get after, and in many cases we have a short time to get there, so I'm really going to need everyone's help. We are currently getting our full-time workforce safely back to work and developing a plan to get everyone in so that they can attend drills. It's also important that we don't lose sight of the home and away game. We need to get both ISR groups ready to support their Title 10 taskings while we ensure that airmen from across the entire wing have the right equipment, training, and resources to be able to deploy downrange, successfully complete their mission, and safely return. And we need to do all this while we're making up lost time due to COVID-19 and preparing to host the Air Combat Command IG team that will visit on the September drill for our midpoint inspection. In closing, I would like to thank all of you for what you do every single day. For those of you that have continued to work through a global pandemic, from our civilian workforce that has secured the base, maintained critical infrastructure, or provided PMEL support to multiple weapon systems across our Air Force, and our Title 10 airmen supporting operations across the globe. To the many of you that have worked from home, teleworking, or completing virtual drills, you have been preserving the force while ensuring the critical daily functions of the wing kept going. I applaud your efforts and your dedication to duty. In these challenging times, I would ask that God bless the United States of America, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and each and every one of you. Take care and stay safe.
I want to say thanks to both of these gentlemen for all the hard work and accomplishments in the past 10 years. Serving alongside them, I have admired their dedication to duty, dedication to the airmen, and mostly the dedication to the 102nd Intelligence Wing.
This has been a 102nd Intelligence Wing News Update. For more news from the wing, visit our website at www.102iw.ang.af.mil or search for 102IW on any major social media platform.